The Edward R. Murrow College of Communication is highly regarded nationwide by educators and professionals. Murrow College students receive national and regional recognition for their work in various fields of communication, ranking 4th nationally in television news and 1st in the Northwest for its public relations program. The Murrow College is the only program in the Northwest offering 3 specialized majors: journalism and media production, strategic communication, as well as communication and society, thus offering the only comprehensive communication program in the state of Washington. The College of Communication wishes to thank all of the generous donors to this year's scholarship program. We are proud to honor our scholarship recipients and donors for the 2014-2015 school year. Awards in Journalism and Media Production. The Ron and Louise Carter Broadcasting Award rewards outstanding performance and service in broadcasting. The scholarship was established with the generosity of WSU Cougars Ron and Louise Carter in 1995. Ron is a 1966 graduate of the College of Communication, and Louise is a former home economics student. Ron enjoys consulting internationally after a long and successful career with Fisher Broadcasting. Students who demonstrate a strong work ethic are given special consideration for this award.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Ron and Louise Carter Broadcasting Award. I'll be able to afford upcoming internships this summer and my broadcast journalism trip to Cuba.
Thank you to Ron and Louise Carter for the Broadcasting Award. It means a lot to me and it will definitely help me further my education.
I want to thank you so much for awarding me the Ron and Louise Carter Broadcasting Award. It's going to help me keep from having to work odd jobs that aren't in my field and allow me to focus 100% in the broadcasting field, doing jobs I love, participating in various clubs throughout the college like KUGR, Cougar College Radio, and now working as a program manager for KGEM, the Jazz Gem of the Palouse. Thank you so much.
The Beatrice L. Fry Memorial Scholarship Fund was established in the name of B. Fry. From 1957 until her death in 1971, Fry served the Washington State University radio television services. She was a key figure in putting KWSU into operation, and in 1970 received the highest award from the Washington Press Women's Association for her contribution to television journalism. Her scholarship goes to a student specializing in broadcasting, broadcast journalism, or similar course of study.
I chose Murrow College because I heard it was one of the top in the country, and now that I've been here for 3 years, I've really been able to prove myself here, and it's been so great in teaching me the rules of journalism and in front of the camera, and I've also taken the production route and learned behind the camera technique so that I think I'll be ready when I go out into the job field. Thank you so much for awarding me the Beatrice L. Fry Memorial Scholarship Fund. I'll really be able to afford any upcoming internships I plan to get in the summer and my backpack journalism trip to Cuba.
The Washington State Broadcasters of Yesteryear Scholarship. For more than 50 years, the Washington Association of Broadcasters has awarded this scholarship to hundreds of students in the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication. The recipients must be intent on entering the field of broadcast, have demonstrated a high level of character, personality, and potential.
I'm so thankful for the Washington State Broadcaster Scholarship. I would not be able to attend WSU without it, and it is such a great opportunity for me to come here.
Thank you for awarding me the Washington State Broadcast Scholarship. It'll help me next semester when I'm working at the Evergreen. I won't have to take on a second job, and I can keep doing my work at the Evergreen and focusing on school.
I want to thank you so much for awarding me the Washington State Broadcaster Scholarship. It's going to help me keep from having to do odd jobs and be able to focus on working solely in my field, including working as a program manager for KGEM, the news jazz station in the Pullman-Moscow area, and focus entirely on my studies instead of having to work retail or some job that is nowhere near the communication field.
I would just like to thank the Washington State Association of Broadcasters for my scholarship. I'm the first of 3 children in my family to try to attend college, and so that's a really big help financially for me in being able to continue my studies.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Washington State Broadcaster Scholarship. I'll be able to focus a lot more on my extracurricular activities next semester than on my finances.
The Glenn A. Johnson Communication Endowed Scholarship. This scholarship was created by his former students to honor Professor Johnson for his dedication to students and to excellence in the craft of broadcast journalism. It's awarded to students who demonstrate the highest level of commitment to quality and integrity in the broadcast profession.
I received the Glenn A. Johnson Endowment, and I would like to thank you for that. It will help me a lot, not only financially, but also to focus on extracurricular activities. My dream job, it would be to probably be an anchor for Good Morning America. I would have to say I like doing those kinds of stories, those kind of happy feel-good stories. I like interviewing people. I like just having normal conversation with a person. That's what I really would love to get into.
Tri-City Herald News Tribune of Tacoma Scholarship. This highly regarded publication and its staff are great supporters of Washington State University and the Murrow College. Over the years, the Tri-City Herald has donated over $500,000 to support our students. The scholarship is given to outstanding students who are working to become print journalists.
I'm so appreciative for the Tri-City Herald and the News Tribune of Tacoma Endowed Scholarship. It has allowed me to come to WSU, and without these scholarships, I would not be able to be in the broadcasting program here. Well, I'm double majoring in broadcast journalism as well as Spanish. So my dream or goal, I guess, after graduation is to work with Reporters Without Borders in South America.
In the future, I see myself reporting on general news. I hope to one day be with a larger network like CNN or on NBC News. I think that it'd be so fun to be able to tell people's stories in front of a huge audience. Thank you so much for awarding me the Tri-City Herald News Tribune of Tacoma Endowed Scholarship. I'll really be able to afford any upcoming internships this summer and my backpack journalism trip to Cuba.
The LILLIAN March Ritter Scholarship. This fund was established by Paul and Mary March Leach to honor Lillian March Ritter, who worked for the Bellingham Herald from 1934 to 36 and went on to receive a degree in English and journalism from Washington State College in 1942. She married William Ritter, a 1941 graduate in veterinary medicine, and set up a veterinary practice in Centralia, Washington. They had 3 children, Susan, James, and Thomas. Lillian devoted her life to her family and community and passed away in 1977.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Lillian March Ritter Scholarship. It's going to help me so much with being able to pursue my work with the student newspaper and not really having to worry quite so much about picking up another job. You know, I started out in journalism really because I just loved writing, and so I started out as an opinion columnist at the Daily Evergreen just so I could write and be read and get my name out there. But it really grew far beyond that, and it grew to become a passion for journalism as well, and it's really two different sides of the same field. And so it grew more and more to the point where I became the editor-in-chief of the Evergreen.
Pioneer Newspaper Journalism Scholarship, created by David Lord and his Pioneer Newspapers Incorporated, a family-owned media company with headquarters in Seattle. This scholarship supports the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication's commitment to professional journalism, particularly for students interested in community journalism.
I would love to be doing staying in written journalism, which is evolving but not dying, despite what a lot of people might think. I'd love to be writing things that change the world, writing things that people read and care about, so for any major news outlet. Thank you for awarding me the Pioneer Newspaper Journalism Scholarship. I really couldn't pursue my work with our student newspaper with as much passion and as much time as I want to put into it if I was worried about money, and this really helps lighten the burden.
The Seattle Times BLETHEN Family Minority Scholarship Endowment was established to help minority students to obtain higher education and careers in journalism and print advertising. Frank Blethen's goal for the scholarship is to encourage a diversity of journalistic voices reflective of our multicultural society, awarded to students who have demonstrated commitment and promise as future print journalism or advertising professionals.
I chose the Murrow College because I heard it was one of the top in the country, and now that I've been here for 3 years, I've really been able to prove myself here, and it's been so great in teaching me the rules of journalism and in front of the camera, and I've also taken the production route and learned behind the camera techniques. Thank you so much for awarding me the Seattle Times BLETHEN Family Minority Scholarship. I'll really be able to afford any upcoming internships this summer and my backpack journalism trip to Cuba.
So I wanted to be in strategic communication because I love talking and writing and just communicating in general. I love helping people, and that's what PR does, in my opinion, or the way that I want to do it. I want to help people, I want to help companies, and I love writing too. Thank you so much for this scholarship. It's going to allow me a lot more time to focus on my extracurriculars next year than on finding another job to pay for my loans.
The W. NEWLAND Reilly Endowed Scholarship in Journalism. This endowment was established by a bequest from Etta Losi Riley in honor of her husband, W. Newland Riley. Etta Riley received her Bachelor of Arts in Home Economics in 1916 from Washington State College. The Riley's legacy provides scholarship to honor juniors, seniors, or graduate students in journalism.
I'm so grateful for receiving the W. Newland Riley Endowed Scholarship in Journalism. Without that money, I would be worried about my finances, worried about picking up another job, and I wouldn't be able to pursue my passion, which is reporting with our school newspaper. And so I really appreciate the opportunity to pour my whole heart into that.
Thank you for the W. Newland Riley Endowed Scholarship in Journalism. It'll help me spend more time working for the Daily Evergreen and less time worrying about money.
The Calvin A. Watson Award honors an outstanding junior here at the Murrow College. Calvin Watson was the second manager for Washington State University Television, KWSC. In 1969, the station became KWSU Radio TV Services, and Watson became the general manager. In his honor, Studio B, located on the first floor of Murrow West, was named to honor Watson's work and contributions to KWSU and the Murrow College.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Calvin A. Watson Award. I'll be able to afford upcoming internships this summer and my backpack journalism trip to Cuba.
The Mott Robert Distinguished Excellence Award was established to honor Robert A. Mott, a caring mentor and catalytic leader. Mott was the second chairman of the Department of Communication from 1966 to 1968. This award helps students prepare for the professional work environment in pursuit of their communication career aspirations.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Robert A. Mott Distinguished Excellence Award. It means a lot to me to have that honor, and this award is going to help me pay for some of my massive loans.
Thank you for awarding me the Robert A. Mott Distinguished Scholar Award. It is a huge encouragement to me as I pursue my dreams at WSU and will enable me to be more involved at the WSU community.
The Richard C. Stansfeld Scholarship was established through the estate of Marjorie H. Stansfeld.
Thank you very much for awarding me the Richard C. Stansfeld Scholarship. This will help me greatly in my academics, and I'm very grateful to receive this award. I started writing for my high school newspaper, and then as a senior in high school I also wrote for my local city newspaper, and that's when I really fell in love with it and I decided that's what I want to do for a career.
I wanted to thank you for the Richard C. Stansfeld Scholarship. The scholarship's going to do a lot of good. It's going to help out my parents and me with finances and paying for school. I think that my dream job would probably have something to do with working in film. I really like doing documentaries, and I think journalism can be incorporated in that.
Rotary Club of East Portland Richard Ross Memorial Scholarship. This fund was created by the Rotary Club of East Portland in memory of fellow East Portland Rotarian Richard Ross. Richard's broadcast career started in 1939 on a Spokane radio station while he was still a student of journalism at WSU. Richard Ross always strived to uphold the highest standards of journalism, and his fellow Rotarians have chosen to honor him and his profession with this scholarship.
I want to thank the Rotary Club of East Portland for the Richard Ross Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship will help me over the next year. I write for the Daily Evergreen, which is not a super high-paying job, so this scholarship will help ease some of the stress of paying for tuition for the next 2 semesters, and I really appreciate all the help.
And now, the scholarships in Communication and Society. The Scott Family Scholarship Endowment in Communication was established in 1997 to recognize communication students in good standing who share the Scott's interest in the field of communication. Pat is a 1967 graduate of the Edward R. Murrow School of Communication. His career began with Fisher Broadcasting Incorporated. Now retired, he was the corporation's president and chief executive officer.
Thank you for awarding me the Scott Family Scholarship Endowment in Communication. This award will enable me to continue my work with Cable 8, among other extracurricular activities. What really originally drove me to Washington State University for Journalism and Media Production was the fact that I always wanted to be in front of the camera, like doing hosting for TV shows. And then once I got here, I realized that I really enjoyed making the magic that people see on their television screens. So I enjoyed working behind the camera more than in front of the camera.
The KNAPP Whitworth Class of 1940 Scholarship. This fund was set up through a bequest of Donald Whitworth to honor Katie's career in education. Katie was a longtime teacher and counselor at Cleveland High School in Seattle. The fund was established to reflect Katie's value of education and her concern for the welfare of young people. Awards are given to communication majors based on academic performance and career potential.
Thank you for awarding me the KNAPP Whitworth Class of 1940 Scholarship. It is a huge encouragement to me as I pursue my dreams at WSU, and it will enable me to be more involved in the WSU community.
Thank you so much for awarding me the KNAPP Whitworth Class of 1940 Scholarship once again. I will get to pay off some of my loans with this scholarship and focus on my courses a little more than my finances this semester.
Thank you for awarding me the KNAPP Whitworth Class of 1940 Scholarship. This scholarship will help me continue my work with Cable 8, among other extracurricular activities, while maintaining my good grades.
Thank you so much for awarding me the KNAPP Whitworth Class of 1940 Scholarship. It will really help me this summer when I hopefully get an internship to New York with all the financials.
The Diane Ballasiotes Memorial Scholarship was established in 1989 by the family and friends of Diane Ballasiotes, a 1982 WSU Communications graduate. Diane was an active student leader in the communications program and also in her sorority. She worked at several Seattle public relations firms before her tragic death in 1988. The scholarship memorializes Diane and her inspirational but short life. Recipients demonstrate, as Ballasiotes did, outstanding promise as a communication professional and strong community involvement and commitment.
I would love to work for either an educational institution or a nonprofit organization whose goals and mission I can resound with. I think it's really awesome to work with an organization that I feel good about and I can be excited about. Thank you for this scholarship. It will help me pursue my dreams at WSU as well as get involved in the WSU community.
The Rose Marie and Bus James Endowment Fund. Rose Marie James was a strong believer in continuing education. Her son Jim received his education from the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication, as did Jim's two children. The family established the scholarship in memory of Rose Marie to celebrate their family's lifetime commitment to higher education.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Rose Marie and Bus James Endowment. It'll really help me this year with all my financials and upcoming internships this year.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Rose Marie and Bus James Endowment. Instead of getting another job this next semester, I can focus more on my courses because of this scholarship.
The Harold Rock Memorial Scholarship. This fund was established through a bequest from Ralph William Rock in memory of Harold Rock. Harold was a member of the graduating class of 1941 and an outstanding varsity debater at WSU.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Harold Rock Memorial Scholarship. This will really help me when I take my backpack journalism to Cuba this summer. I really want to thank my family and especially my grandma who has been supporting me financially, but with the help of my scholarship sponsors, I'll be able to afford so much more and get the experience I really need from internships.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Harold Rock Memorial Scholarship. It's going to help me pay off my loans and focus more on the extracurriculars I'm doing instead of my finances.
ANITA BUSEK Endowed Scholarship. ANITA BUSEK graduated from Washington State College in 1949 and had a long career in TV and radio broadcasting. Her scholarship was established to support female undergraduate students in the field of communication.
My biggest inspiration is my mom. She is just raising me and my sister on her own. My sister is just a year younger than me and she lives here with me in Pullman, and she's going to school here too. And my sister and I have the best mom ever. Like everybody's so jealous of how great my mom is in every aspect. And I want to be able to give back to her. And I want to have a career that's going to be lucrative and enjoyable. And that's what communication is to me, and it's going to be able to give back to her. Thank you so much for awarding me the ANITA BUSEK Endowed Scholarship. It's going to help me pay off some of my loans, focus more on my classes than on my finances.
The Norma McKinney-Raleigh and Pat Raleigh Endowed Scholarship in Communication. The couple met at Washington State University on a blind date in 1989. They set up their scholarship to aid students who need help to attend WSU, so they'll be able to concentrate on their studies and graduate on time.
Thank you so much for awarding me the Norma McKinney-ROLEY and Pat Rowley Endowed Scholarship in Communication. This scholarship means a lot to me because it's going to help me pay off some of my loans that are massive right now and help me focus more on all the stuff I'm doing here in the College of Communication rather than my finances.
JOYCE SZYMANSKI Cougar Pride Scholarship is awarded to high-achieving students with a strong desire to pursue a career in the communications industry. This scholarship is open to all certified communication majors with a minimum of a 3.0 GPA. Preference is given to students in their junior year who have been involved in extracurricular activities since entering WSU.
I have so many goals right now for what I want to do with my career. Like I don't even think I could write an essay about it because I'd probably end up writing like 4 chapters of a book. But I'm really interested in the entertainment industry and the technology industry. There's a million things I want to do basically. I'm not like stuck on one little narrow. I used to think I wanted to just be in the magazine industry. Then I got here and everyone's like, oh, you could do this and this and this. And so now I have like a million goals. Thank you so much for awarding me the JOYCE SZYMANSKI Cougar Pride Scholarship. This award is going to help me focus on my senior classes next year instead of worrying about all my finances.
And now, the awards in strategic communication. The ELGIN SYFERD Scholarship, DDB Scholarship in Advertising and Public Relations honors the innovation and tenacity of Ron Elgin and Dave Seifert. As early pioneers of the integrated communications model, Elgin and Seifert set forth to create a public relations and advertising agency. Elgin Seifert became the largest independently owned communications agency in Washington State. Today, the Seattle office of Elgin Seifert is one of the state's largest communications agencies. Elgin and Seifert endowed this scholarship to assist the college in producing even more graduates with the necessary skills to help fuel the agency's success as well as the overall success of the communications industry.
Thank you so much for this scholarship. It's going to allow me a lot more time to focus on my extracurriculars next year than on finding another job to pay for my loans.
The Jerry McDonald Endowed Scholarship in Public Relations. Named after Jerry McDonald, who graduated in 1953 from WSU with a Bachelor of Arts in Speech with an emphasis in radio and television broadcasting. Jerry was also a founding co-chair of the advisory board of the Murrow College, receiving the Outstanding Alumni Award in 1988, the Alumni Achievement Award in 1989, and the WSU Foundation Outstanding Service Award in 1991. In memory of Jerry, her friends and family established the scholarship for students who excel in the public relations program.
Thank you so much for the Jerry McDonald Public Relations Scholarship. This semester I am in 16 credits and I also work a part-time job on campus for about 17 hours a week, so pretty busy, and also I've been trying to keep involved with different student organizations and groups, and so I really appreciate being a recipient so that it can kind of help balance out my load a little bit and maybe give me a little more time for, you know, the student involvement versus having to work as much.
The J. and Retha Ingram Rocky Scholarship Endowment in Communication was established in 1994 to recognize communication students in good standing who share Rocky's passion for the field of public relations. Jay, a 1950 graduate of Washington State College, and Retha, a 1949 graduate of the University of Idaho, are founders and owners of the Rocky Company, now Hill & Knowlton, one of the world's largest public relations firms. This year, we are proud to honor Cindy Vo and Taylor Winslow as recipients of this scholarship.
Thank you so much for awarding me the J. and Retha Ingram Rocky Scholarship Endowment in Communication. This award will help me pay off some of my loans that are massive at this point.
The Jessame McCarty family. This scholarship is to honor the work of Virginia and Mike McCarty. Virginia graduated from WSU in 1974. In 1986, she began her own strategic marketing firm, McCarty & Associates, proudly in Shelton, Washington. Mike McCarty graduated from WSU in 1975 and has recently retired as the city administrator from the city of Shelton.
I would like to thank you for the Jessame McCarty Scholarship. It will really help me with my more volunteer hours at Pullman Regional Hospital, where I intern on a daily basis. I think 20 years down the road, I think what I'd love to see myself in is working for a movie studio in Los Angeles or New York, working in promotions. I've always been really fascinated with film and just promoting and marketing a film. I think it's really just remarkable to see how many people it reaches, and I think 20 years down the road, I think that's what I'd love to do the most.
A special thanks to the Jessie Mae McCarty Family Scholarship. Receiving these funds are just really going to help me in allowing me to have more time to gain more experiences that can help boost my resume. That will then, maybe help me make it easier to find careers to go into after I graduate. This is going to be my last year for my undergraduate, so it's just allowed me to be able to apply for some different jobs that maybe I'll be making less than I am now, but it'll totally, compensate for the experience I'm going to be getting in, things like public relations. And I'm also really excited because I'm now applying to study abroad in Peru this summer to work for an internship in public relations too. So
this award will help me focus on my senior classes next year that are getting harder and harder as I get ready to enter the real world.
Congratulations to this year's scholarship recipients. We wish you the very best in your studies next year and in the future. Along with the scholarship recipients, we thank the donors who made these scholarship awards possible. Your sponsorship and support make a significant impact on the future of our students, faculty, and staff of the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication.